know you did a little bit of research on the visitation today. So but there's one thing I wanted to read, some statistics, which is really alarming. And Jerry, you might be interested in this, though. It states Ohio has the sixth largest prison system in the nation. There are 31 state prisons in Ohio with a capacity of 38,865 beds, and we are holding 53,821 people. So that means there's a lot on the floor, which are not supposed to be because of ACA violations. But the state, they only keep paying the violation off every year because to them, they rather make the big money by breaking the law. So, but today's subject is on visitation. We've done a little bit of research on it. And what did you find out today, Stephanie?
The biggest thing that I found out is that every institution has their own policies and their own rules, their own times, their own days. So everybody just needs to slow down, not get so upset, not get so excited. It's not January yet. And the changes are going to happen whether we want them to or not. Everybody requested these changes, and level 3 and level 4 securities are going to be different than level 1 and 2.
Right.
And it's going to be what it's going to be. Family members requested evening visits, so that's what they're trying to do.
Right, and I see their point, but we had people say, "Well, we want to send letters. Letters can make it even worse for you guys on this." I would leave it alone at this point until we find out exactly what your institution is going to be doing. I would say probably most of them will be going the same way on this, but it is up to each institution. Level 3 and level 4, normally their visiting hours are totally different and the days are different because of the security risk. So I doubt if they're going to be doing visiting at nighttime.
Typically, what I found out is that the hours are going to be changing from Monday through Friday from 12 to 8. Saturday and Sunday are from 7:30 to 2:30 if you have those days already in place.
Let's answer Jessica's question here. Jessica, I see your concerns, and I think they had the money if they wanted to stay open in the morning as well as afternoon and evening time. What I would do once we find out what's happening, contact the institution with the letters stating the only time you can come would be in the mornings and see if they could ever make any arrangements for you. I've seen it happen before. And I don't think it's fair that they only do the 2 slots. They should do all 3. But I think they're going to get this off at least in the time being. Until families get together and say they're not interested in doing it this way, and only they can change it.
Yeah, and I think that they started this because most institutions end their visitation between 2:30 and 3:30, and the people who work during the day couldn't go and visit after they got off of work. They had to take time off of work to go visit.
Right.
So someone made the comment earlier that you can only go twice a month now.
Right. There's a guy on here that does driving from the Cleveland area. William, would you be able to give a good deal for this young lady to get up to Grafton? She lives in Lake County. If you can, her name is that's Jessica. That's Jessica. Hold on a second, everyone. That's Jessica on there. Another spam call. I should have turned it off. And see if you couldn't help her out somehow. She has kids that she has during the, I don't know if it's afternoon and evening time and weekends, and it does get expensive to hire a babysitter all the time. So, but remember, we got how many prisons did I say we had? Hold on, let me read on here again. I read it earlier, and remember, this includes the camps as well. Let's see, it was 30 some. Let's see. Okay, there's 6 in the nation with the most incarcerated. There are 31 state prisons, and think of what a hassle it's going to be. You already knew that, William. Okay. At one time in the 90s, we were up to 38 prisons. Then they closed up several. Then we went down to 28, but they're back up again. And they're going to be building one or opening up another one for the women's pre-release. I'm assuming it's going to be in the Columbus area. William, yes, you're right about the stress code. If you want to, William, can you write down what the dress code is? I pretty much know what it is. Stephanie knows what it is. No tight-fitting clothes. I don't even know if you're allowed to wear jeans there, but no halter tops, mini skirts for the women.
Some places you can wear jeans. Some places you can't.
Huh.
You need to go on to the ODRC page and look up each individual institution.
Right, because if you try a call, you're not going to get through that easily.
Right. And the other thing is, someone mentioned earlier about only visiting twice a month. That is true.
William brought up a good point. It says if you live far enough, you can get double visit that day. So
yeah, you can use 2 visits. If you go all day, that counts as 2 visits. But if you use half a day, you can go. Technically, you can go 4 times a month, and you can go once a week.
Okay.
It just depends on how far you live and how far you want to drive.
Yeah, I don't think it's tough to say. Like Columbus, that pretty much fairly close to most prisons except Grafton and Lake Erie. And I don't think most people in Columbus would get a full day visit because they're 50 minutes away from Marion, an hour away from Mansfield and Richland. I'm real close to Orient, which is Pickaway CLC and Pickaway Correctional Camp. We're not far from Lancaster. So, there's a lot of.
And I want to say it depends on the COs that are working on what you're wearing that day.
Right. Now, Jerry Vaughn said Ross is all day. That's where his son is. So,
Allen County is 7 days a week, 7:45 to 2:45.
Can you stay for both that day, or do you have to?
You can. Yeah, okay. You can stay all day, but it counts as 2 visits.
As a visit, okay. Jerry is saying that you could stay there all day for a visit at Ross. You
just need to go to the page and find out, what their rules are and what their times are. Right. Some places don't have visitation on Mondays.
Right.
Some don't have it on Sundays.
Right. One thing we want to stress is be careful on any contact with who you're visiting. Kissing, hugging, whatever, because they will ban you from prison. I have a good friend that they wrongfully banned from the prisons for life, and we'll work on trying to get it back, and she should get it back. She just got married, and she's one of the nicest people, so we got to get hers back. Ross's all day is not counted as 2 visits. Oh, okay. Wow. Maybe you need to have your friend go to Ross there, Stephanie.
Yeah, well.
Then you could stop here and take me out for coffee. So.
Yeah, well, I don't mind driving 45 minutes, so yeah. I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, so everybody knows one day me and Stephanie will do a live from the main office, which is in the homeless section of Columbus. But I think to be able to relate to people, we have to reach out to you guys. And I'm not always the easiest to talk to. I'm working on it, and it's a lot easier for me to do videos if somebody else picks up the slack when I forget what I'm going to say. That's called old age.
Picking up the slack, you mean me?
Yeah.
I just think that everybody needs to calm down a little bit. I know that everybody's upset about this, and we're just going to have to work through this no matter what the changes are.
Right. That's nice of you, William. Thank you. And William, I want to say that again, he's got a business where he takes people from the Cleveland area to their visits. William, if you could help me out with Jessica, then give her a good deal. It's to Grafton. She goes to the biggest problem she's going to have is a babysitter, because babysitters cost money, and you can't really trust everybody these days. Unless, well, I don't know if she can get her kids in there or not. They're kind of strict on that, especially up at Grafton. But share a little bit of how Allen is, Stephanie, for those that might have loved ones at Allen.
It's pretty low key. It's 7:45 to 2:45 for all day. It counts as 2 visits.
Do you go for the whole day thing?
The whole day.
Yeah.
You can't go in before 7:45. I want to stress, if you get a visit scheduled, please take your confirmation number with you. Some of the COs will not let you in without it. Some of them will. Like I said, some of them don't really. Some of them are very strict on what you wear. Some of them aren't. But there's no pictures on Tuesdays at Allen. The rest of the days there are pictures. You get your picture ticket. You put your vending machine money on your card.
How much are picture tickets?
It's $5 for a ticket, and you get 2 pictures per ticket.
Wow, it was 75 cents when I left.
That's because you're old.
Yeah, I know. And I've been out for a while.
And you get your pictures right there that day.
Right.
So, but as long as you respect the rules and the COs that are there, you can have a good time. You can laugh. You can play games. You can eat. It's, I don't know. It's not as bad as everybody says and everybody thinks in their mind. I've heard places that you have to ask to get up to use the restroom. You don't have to do that at Allen. The visitors don't. They do, obviously.
Well,
But
yeah. We got a complaint about 6 months ago. A mother was taking her little baby in to see her mother, and she had to breastfeed the baby, and they wrote the mother a ticket because her daughter had to take the baby in the bathroom to breastfeed her.
Wow. Jessica, what do you agree about?
That I'm the best video person?
No. Jessica commented, yes, I agree, Stephanie. And I just wondered what she was talking about.
Well, she agrees with you on something.
Yeah.
That's the first. But
that I pick up your slack.
Yeah. Shauna will be my guest on Sunday. Shauna's got a ministry out. I think it's in Florida. And I'd really like to have her share a little bit about a ministry. Shauna's more familiar with the federal prison system, which I know nothing about. So it's going to be a little bit interesting and a great person to network. And if you're in Florida, you might want to contact her. Shauna, write the name of your organization in the question columns. And if you have a website, if you could put it in there as well. Or Texas, I'm sorry. They're in Texas. That's where my sister lives. I should have remembered that, Shauna. I'll be up there.
Jessica said that.
Yeah.
Some of the prisons are not that bad, and then Deanna said that 250 at Chillicothe. I'm guessing those are the pictures, which that's what they are now in 250. But you still have to buy a ticket for $5.
Yeah. Thank you, Shauna. Everybody, look up her website and get familiar with the group. If you're ever in Texas, it's called the Hope Project Prison Group. And they do give you hope. I wish they had stuff like that when I came out. We had nothing for reentry. I admit the first time I got out was on Super Shock. I didn't make it. There was nothing there for me. I didn't have a stay out plan, only a get out plan. So people got to do their share while they're locked up and work on the stay out plan. Okay, since I got off subject again, and Stephanie was supposed to stop me.
Yeah. But I want to get off subject again too, because something else happened within the last couple of weeks that I was just made aware of about in Cincinnati. There was a gentleman that was released last year, and he's not in the system. He obviously maxed out after 25 years, and he, in the Cincinnati area, he ended up doing some very bad things, and he's in the system again. He's waiting trial. And these are the kinds of things that we need to educate the public about.
Right.
Because this is not the kind of people who
that we
get
work
out
with
on parole and do something. I mean, he maxed out after 25 years. And the general public seems to think that that's what everybody does.
No, and those that's been down a long time, the percentage is very, very low. And you can't stop paroling people because of one individual.
I agree.
And nobody knew that he was going to do that, I'm sure. But when people come out...
He wasn't on parole.
Right. Well, that's true. But he was on PR. No, he wasn't even on there because he maxed out. That even goes for me when I got out. Yeah, when I got out in 2001, and I violated. I didn't pick up a new case, but I violated. That didn't help our cause. And when people go out there and commit a murder or whatever they do after they've served 25, 30 years, that hurts us again. And he maxed out. He didn't even get paroled. So it was just like the Reagan Tokes. He did 7 years and maxed out. And Jerry Rivers said he was paroled. He was not paroled, and we tried to get Jerry Rivers to recant that story and interview us, and he refused to. You know, we ask for facts, truth, and precise, not fairy tales or make believe or lies.
And that's one of the things in that the public has not been made aware of. All they said in the newspaper articles that he was released from prison in 2018.
Right.
They never said anything else except for that. So that is actually hurting what we're trying to accomplish.
Right. Hey, everybody, if you could write down what some of the policies are at the institution that you go and visit, the ones that you know, so that other people can read them, that would be helpful. That would even be helpful for myself, because I was always from the inside, expecting visits. But you know,
you can find it. You can find every single institution policy on the ODRC page.
Right.
Under visiting.
Right.
If you go under the visiting page, every single institution is on there.
Right. Remember too, there are some policies each institution has, and they have some for the visiting, such as times and days. Then there's ODRC policies that they cannot violate, which I am not sure exactly what they are offhand. So, study your policies, study your ARs, which is passed through the Senate and the House through JCAR. Learn them, like 5120 that deals with the prison system. And just do a lot of studying. Connect yourself up with some good groups. I know one really great group in Ohio, and that's FTRR. They work for you guys. I guarantee it. And they're not going to give up till they win. And when they win, you win. So that's why we need people to branch out and help. We got to get that bill passed. Hi, Karen. We always appreciate your help, especially now. She's doing a big favor for somebody that we appreciate. Let's see. Not every facility or system offers inmate schooling. I didn't know that, Shauna. Hey, Jay. Hey, Jennifer. We're talking a little bit about visiting. Actually, what Stephanie is. What was that?
My phone.
Laughing at you or me?
No.
Okay. But the visiting is getting to be a possible problem for so many, trying to fit it in their schedules to go in the afternoon or evening times. But right now is not really the time to write letters to complain about it, because we don't know exactly what is going to be implemented. I believe they has something posted up in Allen, Grafton, and I heard of one or two other institutions. Maybe it was Madison or Lima. I can't remember. We get so many calls from inmates, and they tell you this and that, and I need to start writing stuff down. So we, those are things that are important, but what's more important than that? And that is to get our people home, get the juvenile lifers home, get the people that's been down 20, 30, 40 years home. New law and old law that's still in life. That should be our main goal right now. Visiting is important, and I'm not going to say it's not, but we got to get these guys home. And no matter what happens with legislation, we're not going to give up. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting. And that's, why it's so important to draw people and bring people in. Every time you're on a visit, share with somebody about FTR. Let them know the contact information. Welcome them aboard. Let them know we need help. And yes, Sean, I read what she said, but I can't remember now. The systems are broke, but educating the public is critical. Yes, part of what we do in Ohio, and I know that you probably do in Texas and some other people do, is we have to educate people, educate even the legislators, new legislators that are coming in. Most of them have not even stepped a foot inside of a prison. And when I met down, when I talk to some of them, I always say, have you been in a prison? And half the time they say no. I said, why don't you take a tour of a couple and actually talk to inmates without them having the fear of being punished for it? And the visiting, like I said, that's something I really don't know that much about. But Stephanie knows a little bit more because she goes in, and Jerry Vaughn goes in, and Jessica goes in, and a lot of other people. And as you know, Ohio is the sixth largest prison systems in the nation. I just read that to you, and that's sad. That means visitation in Ohio. So,
and I know a lot of people have a lot of different reasons why they can't visit, financially, distance, or whatever other reasons, but I will tell you that visitation, whether it's once a month, once every other month, however many times you can get to visit, those visits mean more to that person than if you're giving them a winning lottery ticket.
Yeah. The rest of this week, folks, we have some outstanding people calling in doing interviews. Thursday, we got Bill Morehouse, who's been in since the 70s, and I've known him for many years from Marion. They kept flapping him at the pro board because he files lawsuits and wins them on freedom of religion. He has another one. He's a pagan. We don't have to agree with other faiths, but respect them is very important. They will not let them get their books in up at at least at Marion they wouldn't, and they have trouble at Lancaster. He's going to talk a little bit about freedom of religion. Remember, we had that right to worship God or a higher power in the way that we were raised, or the way we believe. So he'll be talking. We will have a response, and I don't know if it's Dustin or somebody else from Marion on the pro board chairs little talk up at Marion, and she pretty much put a lot of blame on the inmates by saying that they need to start doing what's right. And I hate to tell them, they have been. It's a pro board that needs to start doing stuff that is right. Whoever's in the chat there, tell Brandy Adams, our inboxer, afterwards about that. I don't know that much about it, though. We do have a new chat. I had to start a new one because the other one was registered to my other page that was taken, and there was a guy in this one that we had to take out that was kind of harassing one of the, somebody in the group, and was more or less into all this just harass our group. And we're not going to play games like that. We are looking for female inmates to interview, which Stephanie would handle that. So they would have to get approved on your phone, Stephanie, okay? Just female inmates for that. Not guy inmates, because I will tell your friend, So and if you have a family member that wants to be
Always
interviewed,
picking up the slack.
if you have a family member that would like to be interviewed, if you have a loved one incarcerated, please give myself or Stephanie the name, and we'll fit them in the schedule. Right now, we're booked all the way through this week and half of next week, and it's almost every day. But we're going to bring out some of the issues. We're going to feature some of the people so that people can look at them and realize they're not bad people. Some of them have done horrible crimes. I'm not taking away. But people can change, and people do change. And I don't care what somebody's past is. I'm not going to sit there and judge something that happened 20, 30 years ago. I'm going to look at who they are today. And if I believe they have changed, my door is open to help anyone out. Not to move in here, though. But we have some personal hygiene items here for people. We've been able.
You need somebody to make you some cake.
Yeah. We need
Do your laundry.
Yeah, we need somebody to bake some cake for when these people come over. That does sound good. Thank you for me bringing that up. But I'm trying to think. I don't have my sheet in front of me. Let's see. Tomorrow night we're doing someone. Thursday night is Bill Morehouse. I think I got somebody Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is Shauna going to be talking about her program in Texas and their outreach program, how they help people and what's available through their program out in Texas. And Shauna, it would be really nice to branch yours out to Ohio someday and to other states. I'm very impressed with what you're doing out there, especially with, I think it's housing that you're doing. And I'm sure there's some ways that we can network with you. Stephanie, send her a friend request. She's a good person to have on your page. It's a good resource.
Okay.
So, and we are going to close this for now, just because I have not slept for 4 days. And I got to try to get some sleep. We will be on again tomorrow night with, I forget who's calling in. Somebody's calling in tomorrow night at 6. Thursday night at 6, like I said, is Bill Morehouse. Then I think we got something Friday. I know we do Saturday and Sunday. I think I'm going to do some of them as YouTubes. Because like today I'm doing this a YouTube and a Facebook Live, which will also go on Twitter and LinkedIn and many other social media accounts. So Stephanie will be all over the place. So people will recognize her from other countries. Okay, everyone. Have yourself a great night and see you tomorrow night. And when I can't do it, Stephanie will be filling in. Thank you, everyone. Say good night, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.
Boy, this was great tonight.